I first rolled into Dothan. It was late October, and working for the fair. Was a gamer, and then this runs about 2 weeks, and then we tear after tear down night. The next day that night we were going to leave, but tear down night we decided to go get a hotel room to sleep comfortably. We stopped at a store, and then we pulled out. We were on Ross Clark Circle, and got into a car accident. My whole passenger side got wiped out, and we stayed up on Ross Clark for about 3 days or so. Days in, matter of fact. And then on the third day, that's when we decided to call around, and somebody gave us Love and Action's number, and we called. And that's how we got in touch with Ken and Martha, and they showed us where we could stay. I pitched a tent in the little patch of woods over by the monument, and it was kind of lonely at night. I mean, you'd hear the animals, and I've never slept outside where I've heard all that much noise, and you'd have to sleep with one eye open, one eye closed, and one night I actually heard a gunshot when I was sleeping out there, so don't think my life wasn't feared for. And at that point I didn't know where else to turn. I mean, my wife's up in New York, her and I have been separated, and all my kids are up there, and and just living in the woods. It's just, I was homeless and had nowhere to turn whatsoever. And I asked the Lord one day, and I says, where can I go to get help? And that's when He guided me to start coming up to Love and Action, and asking for help. And that's what I did. And then I got to know Ken and Martha and Dan, Molotok, you name it, all the staff. I mean, they're all wonderful there. I highly recommend Love and Action to anybody that needs it. They'll help you as long as you're willing to help yourself too. And that's when I started realizing there was more to life. Instead of just moping around and saying, this is it, I'm done, I got no car, nowhere to go, my wife isn't around. I mean, I thought it was honestly, I thought it was the end of my marriage. But come to find out later on, it wasn't. And I was not having contact with her because I thought she was mad at me. And 90% of what went on that caused us to separate was me. It wasn't her later on. And here I was trying to blame her. And it wasn't her at all. I had to realize I was wrong. And I do understand that now. Compared to when I first came to Dothan, I didn't. And by getting involved with Love and Action, volunteering, helping, and working with the homeless, even though I was still homeless at the time, made me realize there is more to life. And by understanding what you can do to help other people, and if you truly and honestly believe in the Lord, He can get you there. And we have to put our faith and trust in Him first. And I finally started doing that as I was volunteering. I mean, I've always had faith in the Lord, but I didn't put 100% until I started volunteering and getting to know Ken and Martha and Dan, and Love and Action staff. And it taught me a lot in reality. And then, towards springtime, as I started doing that more and more and started really professing my faith in God and going through T for T and volunteering here at Love and Action, and then I got my own place, and then I started talking to my wife again. Because one day I just asked the Lord, I said, Lord, just give me the right words to say. And once I did that, that's when she started talking to me again. And then I was able to set up a little trip to go up there for a few days. And when I was up home, right around the birth of my granddaughter, she asked me, she says, are you willing to come home? And I told her, I said, if you want me to. She says, "You're welcome home." And now, through all that, August 1st, I will be heading back home. And God is wonderful. He does work in your life if you let Him. Don't put Him last, whatever you do. Put Him first, and really, truly make Him your first thing, your first priority. And He will work miracles in your life. Okay, so the Lord has led me to bring my ministry back up north, back home where I'm from, where my family is. And what I mean by bringing my ministry up there is leading more people to Christ, teaching T for T, also, trying to get people to become closer to the Lord, like I have, and try to help the homeless. There are some homeless up there, not much, but try to work with them. And I've had such an experience down here in Dothan with Love in Action with the homeless that I want to continue that kind of work. And God's given me the opportunity to do it, and I'm going to see what I can do up there. And also, my new church that I'm going to be attending, the pastor has asked me to speak on what's happened to me through this past year with me and my wife, and how we became reconciled. And also, I'm going to become the van driver.